call to the Prime Minister.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. And I ask that further questions be placed on the notice paper. Thanks, Mr Speaker.
Prime Minister. Order.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. The United States is, of course, our closest ally, our principal strategic partner and our largest two-way investment partner. And our alliance with the United States is a central pillar of our foreign policy. And I'm honoured to take up President Biden's invitation of an official visit to Washington, DC next week. It will be the 9th time President Biden and I have met since my election as Prime Minister. Our nations are united by our common values, our deep history and our shared vision. But this visit, of course, will be focused on building an alliance for the future. Progressing our AUKUS Pact is critical to that, ensuring Australia plays our part in upholding the stability, security and prosperity of our region. And their visit by Prime Minister Rambuka from Fiji was very much a part of that engagement, and it's important that this meeting take place before I attend the Pacific Island Forum later this year. We'll also be discussing our shared interest in climate action and clean energy. In May, we announced a groundbreaking Climate-Critical Minerals and Clean Energy Transformation Compact, and there will be some announcements next week about the next steps. We're also working to promote Australian business, industry and innovation, and a range of Australian business people will also travel for the official state dinner as well and for meetings that will take place in the United States next week. Mr Speaker, at a time of global uncertainty, working with our global partners is vital. We live in an ever more interconnected world and we need to engage, know who our friends are and engage with them in our common interests of promoting democratic values, of promoting engagement in our region in a positive way. Whether it's the economy, climate change, energy, resources or the battle against global inflation, being part of these conversations means that Australia gets to shape the solutions. We're a mid-size power, so we do have influence, but we need to engage and often the truth is that Australia, when we take a constructive and proactive way, we do punch above our weight, located where we are in the world, in the fastest growing region of the world in human history. The United States sees that and values that, and we value our friends in the United States. I look forward to having a seat at the table next week, and I very much look forward to the positive engagement with President Biden, Vice President Harris, Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin and other significant people in the United States. And I thank all those officials who've worked very hard to make a visit like this happen. It takes a lot of work from the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. And I thank our Ambassador to Washington, Kevin Rudd, who's worked very hard on this visit as well. We will have the opening of the new Australian Embassy in the United States while I am there, as well as progressing a range of economic announcements of how we benefit from this important partnership.
On indulgence, I give the call to the Honourable, the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, thank you very much, Mr Speaker. We wish the Prime Minister safe travels. Obviously, Parliament won't be able to sit next week as a result of this trip, and there'll be one day inserted into the calendar in December, so we miss out on the opportunity for debate in the chamber, which is regrettable. I think it would also be in our country's best interest, Prime Minister, to go via Tel Aviv and provide support to the Israeli leadership. And I know that Prime Minister Netanyahu hasn't had a chance to return your call, but it is important for us to be able to stand with Israel at this time, as other world leaders have done. That should be the priority, frankly, of any international travel at the moment, so that we can seek to be part of an alliance to keep the pressure down on those who seek to have a wider conflict in the region, and it would be appropriate, Prime Minister, and we would fully support that initiative.
And we'll move to Papers.
Just walked out.
That's where we leave question time, and some significant news there at the end with Peter Dutton laying the challenge to the Prime Minister to visit Tel Aviv next week as he heads to Washington to visit Joe Biden. But Peter Dutton saying the number one priority should be showing support for our Israeli counterparts.